and welcome to Missed It by How Much. This is a channel that tests sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. We're currently replaying the 2013 Major League Baseball season in control of the Dodgers roster on and off the field. We're currently playing Action PC Baseball as if it's OOTP. And we're at 40 games, so about the quarter pole of the season. And I was just entering here how many runs we've achieved so far, and that's 5.3. So far 30 games, and our goal was 93. Also, in comparison, we still don't have a 20-game winner yet. We're looking for 3 of them. D. Gordon has 14 steals thus far. He's looking for 40 on the season, so you can do the division by 4. He's a little bit ahead of that pace, and you see the runs per game. Those things are all good thus far. Also, the breakdown on the wins, we're hoping to win 75% of the big 3 starts, Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu. So far, they've started 21 games, and won 19. That's a 90% clip. And we're hoping to win 33% of anybody else who starts, including bullpen games. And we've won 11 out of 19, which is 58%, or just about. So far we're on pace to get the 93 wins we think will win the division. We're probably a little bit ahead of that. We're winning at a 750 clip combined thus far. We got our 30th win on our 40th game with Ryu. That's not going to be documented in this video. But let's go look at the standings. We're 30-10. We have a 7-game lead over Arizona. So far so good. Let's look at the roster real quick. Currently, according to this, Ryu and Puig would be an all-star in the game. We're about the halfway point of deciding on who will be in the real all-star game, which we'll play here on this channel. I usually go about 2 at each position, and this game in 2013 will have DH, so we'll have 2 at-large bids, the 2 best hitters being on that as a DH. Although we'll have to look at the American League. The American League might have DHs, since they just pure DH hitters, not somebody who plays a position sometimes. And since the pitchers came up first, we'll look at them. Hyun-Jin Ryu has been the ace, believe it or not. Better than Clayton Kershaw, better than Zach Greinke. Partly because Greinke has been injured. Just take a look at his stats real quick. He's 8-0 with a 1.84 ERA, 55 hits, and 63 2/3 innings pitched. 9 walks, 47 strikeouts, a whip of 1.005. His replay ERA plus is almost 200. So, and especially in May, he's been even better. Has not lost a game. He's had great run support, though. That has helped. So 9 starts, 8 wins. And a complete game. So, couldn't ask for more than that. In the breakdown, we've played 8 more home games than road. So that's another reason why we've won 30 out of 40. I don't expect that to happen in the next 40. Here's Kershaw's numbers, a little bit below where he will end up in the real season, but still nonetheless really good numbers, including a whip of under 1. So he has not received the same amount of run support, but he's given 8 quality starts in 8 attempts, 9 if you count the game where I messed up and started McGill in place of him. We're not going to go into depth about some of the other starters. Chris Capuano still has benefited from really good run support. I'll look at that real quick. Yeah, 10 runs a game on the days he's pitched. I don't expect that to continue. Zach Greinke's been hurt, so not really anything to say there. He's pitched okay. The bullpen has been really good, though, as you see, Withrow, Howell, Paco Rodriguez, Belisario even has done really well recently to get his ERA under 3. But the star is Kenley Jansen. An under 1 ERA, an under 0.8 ERA. And the numbers speak for themselves. 2 walks, 30 strikeouts. A whip of .429. There's not much more you can say, but that's been excellent. And as good as the pitching has been, which I expected it to, the hitting has been better than expected, including, I'd have to say, believe it or not, James Loney is probably the most surprising and most consistent hitter we have. He's hitting 333, which is over his real average of 299, an OPS of 920, including 5 home runs. So he's on pace for 20. I don't think that'll happen. But, look at the doubles. And even against left-handers, which should have been his weak spot, he's hitting 395 thus far. And fielding-wise, nothing to complain about there. It's almost as if Adrian Gonzalez didn't leave. That's how good James Loney has played. Victorino, who I expected a lot from, has played well. We're trying to not play him too much. He's above in many of the categories. Fielding-wise, he's done well also. No complaints there. I think the reason this team is ahead of its pace, the real team, the first 40 games, they were under 500, is because Yasiel Puig has been on the roster since day one. He didn't really come until June. So we're not even to the point of where he would have even had one at bat. And he's been great. 35 RBI. So he'll have well over 100 at that pace. Hitting 328. He's otherworldly versus left-handed hitters, including 5 home runs already. So, and then fielding, his arm, a 9 arm, slows players from going from first to third, which has really helped our pitching staff. So, 1 error, so he's on pace there to only have 4. So nothing to complain about there. Excellent job. Ramon Hernandez has done well as a backup. He only has a few more at-bats left. Juan Uribe has not been up to standard. There's been a lot of position players who haven't hit. But they have played defense well. Those are good numbers there for Uribe at third. Again, limited at-bats. I can't play him all the time. Matt Kemp is finally coming back to earth. Let's see if he's about where he's supposed to be. He's a little bit ahead of it. But don't expect too much from him. Plus, he'll be injured soon. So, Schumacher's done well. Ethier has finally really heated up. He started off really, really poorly. In April, he's hitting 246. He's hitting 306 here in May. And his numbers have, depending on what you're looking from him, he's done okay. Luis Cruz has not hit, but has played really good defense. Let's see if his fielding, that's not going to be a surprise that he can't hit very well. And mainly at shortstop, he's played in the replay, and he's done very well. Look at that. Run saved. So, get a good balance on this team. AJ Ellis has underperformed, at least hitting-wise. There you see the numbers, not well there. Fielding-wise, he's done very well. This team has a balance. You in a roster or a lineup, you don't need everybody to hit. You saw earlier D. Gordon's numbers about stealing. He's had a lot of sacrifice hits. According to his page here, it says he has 12. I went back through each game's play-by-play. I could only find 10. And those 10 were in 48 at-bats. So, I mean, he's hitting over 200, but it's not like every time he bunts for a hit, it's successful. Not even half. It's gone down. He started off 4 for 7 the first couple times he tried. And you've got some of those mixed in there where I have runners on first and second, and I just try for the hit anyhow, and if it doesn't work out, I move the runners over. So I don't expect too much from him. The thing is, with him, you try to get him on base and try to steal, which so far he's 14 out of 18, which is a little bit lower than where I'd like him to be. Fielding wise, he's not good, but he hasn't really cost us the game. The only game so far this quarter where it really hurt was the game where he had 3, and he hit 2 home runs to make up for it, and we ended up winning the game. Sellers has barely been on the roster. Same for Fedorovich. Scott Van Slyke has been a good, admirable replacement. I don't think I could ever see him starting enough games. He's great against left-handers, though. And fielding-wise, he hasn't hurt us yet in left field. So, we're happy about that. That's the majority. Other players have been on the roster, like Hairston, who is hurt currently, and Mark Ellis, who's coming back second. He's been a bright spot in terms of hitting much higher, but I expect that to come down real soon. And fielding-wise, he's an excellent 10. So, I mean, you don't expect anything less than that. 992 percentage. So all in all, I can't see how we could have done better than that in the first 40 games. Let's see if I can show you the team, if it allows me to. Team matchups in the National League. Team statistics. Let's see if that's what I want. There it is. So we're third in batting. We're number 1 in runs per game. And we're number 1 in ERA. So when you have this variance of 5.3 versus an ERA of 2.66, you're going to win almost every game. Fielding, middle of the pack. A couple more things I wanted to show you on this. Let's look at the team report, see if there's anything there. Show what the totals for the team this far through. We'll talk about the 40th game in just a second. A 5-0 win at Atlanta. The runs 212 that they've scored versus 119 given up. So almost 100 run differential. So 93 run difference in 40 games is pretty impressive. You're going to win a lot of games when you're outscoring the other team that often. Also, stolen bases versus caught stealing, 31 and 8. That's pretty good. You're running about exactly the same as D. Gordon at close to 80%. So I went to look and see, I mean, an OPS of 747 as a team is pretty good. You'd like to see this on base a little higher. 268 average. That's about what you can expect there. So I went through some of the other teams and look at New York Yankees stolen base totals versus ours. 31 out of 39. They have 31 stolen and only 5 caught stealing. So again, sometimes in the midst of a game, you're not always maybe you're trying to get a run home, so you're trying to distract or get a runner in motion. We haven't really hit and run this season, so it can't be that reason. But there's times where I'll just let it go, and I need to do a better job on that because this percentage is about where you want to be, something around like 85, 87%. So that's an improvement to look forward to. One other thing I talked about taking a look at is the All-Star team. See if I can find that on here. Let's go with League One first. I'm assuming that's national. We'll see. Let's take a look at who they think the All-Stars will be. This doesn't necessarily mean it will be. As we saw on the front page, it said Votto was the MVP and Ryu was the Cy Young. And Kershaw's right behind him in total points there. You got Miller. I'm guessing this is Aroldis Chapman, which is a surprise to me because you don't usually see relievers on this list, although Heath Bell is one as well, and Kimbrel. So it'll be interesting to see who the team picks as computer picks as All-Star. But look at the catcher. Molina and Posey, Votto, and Loney jumps up there, so he'll probably be a All-Star. And there you see the second baseman, Utley, Carpenter, Johnson, and Wright at third base. Shortstop is Cabrera and Tulowitzki, Colorado. Left fielder's Holiday and Gonzalez from Colorado. Center fielder is Chu and McCutchen. Victorino just misses out. In right field, you have Puig and Beltran. So that's how it looks on the National League side. So the American League. They have Cabrera and Darvish as the MVP and Cy Young. And you see Darvish, Verlander, Sale, Scherzer. These guys are still in the league in 2026. Honestly, don't know about some of these other guys down here. Benoit and Lester is a starter, I know that. But I don't see a lot of closers or relief pitchers there. Catcher is Mauer and Norris from Oakland. First baseman is Davis and Smoke. Second base, Pedroia and Cano. Third base, Cabrera, Beltre. Shortstop is Lowry and Drew. Left fielder Trout's playing left field, huh? And Nava. Okay. Center field, Ellsbury and Gutierrez. Right field, Cruz and Bautista. Watch out for his bat. Designated hitter would be David Ortiz and Berkman. So maybe these two will make it, whoever they are. Probably Ortiz will definitely make it, but you never know. Those are what the computers say so far. I use a different method. If you want to go back and look at the 1990 season, I talked about how I pick them, but it's usually OPS and ERA. But we'll see. I mean, you never know. Oh, forgot one more thing, and that was what happened in game number 40. So you can go back to that. And in that game, well, I think it was the first game of the road trip, I believe so. Hyun-Jin Ryu pitched a magnificent game on the road against Atlanta, who's a division leader. As soon as it loads up here, we'll go into more details. I believe he pitched about 8 innings. The Dodgers got a big 3-run home run. I believe it was from Yasiel Puig. Yep, that's what it says right here. But real quick, so you're up to date as to the 30 wins, the 30th win. in my feelings, this first inning right here, it was important to stay tied. Hayward tripled with 1 out, and I intentionally walked Upton to pitch to Freeman. Now, I know you might think that's crazy, but was still left on left, and Freeman ground into a double play. And that was the biggest threat until really late in the game. Instantly after that, after 2 out, Uribe walked, Fedorovich hit a single, then Ryu hit a single, and then Puig hit a 3-run home run. That was the biggest. Um, Ryu scoring a run there, and then Puig hitting a 3-run home run. 4 runs. That was 4 of the 5 runs. In the third, Kemp walked with 1 out, stole second. Grounded single, got runners at the corners, and then Gordon bunted. Again, like a safety squeeze, and it worked because Schumacher was forced to second and Kemp scored. No double play, run scored. And that was pretty much it until late in the game. But, when you're up 5-0, it's not that scary. In the ninth, Ware came in, and with 1 out, Johnson singled. With 2 outs, Douglas singled. Runners at the corners, and then a ground ball to the pitcher ended it. So here you see the batting statistics. There the pitching. And here the miscellaneous items. Nothing really other than Ryu's pitching to accentuate. All right, that's 40 games in out of 162. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Missed It by Helma.